In this video we will discuss about one of the important concept used in this chapter is Phillips curve, reflation and stagflation. 1. Phillips curve. The Phillips curve represents the inverse, trade-off, relationship between inflation and unemployment in the short run as shown in figure. Explanation. When unemployment declines, labor becomes more in demand, forcing firms to compete for workers by raising wages. As wages rise, production costs rise, which pushes up the cost of goods and services, hence increasing inflation. Theory given by Auburn William Housego Phillips, A.W. Phillips, in the 1950s. Phillips was an electrical engineer and was associated with the London School of Economics. Example. In early 1960s, many economists believed and followed certain monetary policies to reduce unemployment permanently at the cost of slightly higher inflation. Let's discuss some other terms to understand these concepts. 2. Natural rate of unemployment. The level of unemployment that exists when the economy is operating at full potential output, with all available resources being efficiently utilized. It represents the level of unemployment that is consistent with stable inflation over the long term. Now let's discuss about term NAIRU. 3. NAIRU, non-accelerating inflation rate of unemployment. By early 1970s, two American economists Milton Friedman, Nobel laureate, 1976, and Edmund Phelps challenged the idea of the Phillips curve. They said that the trade-off is for the short term only. They suggested that if monetary policy tries to hold unemployment below its natural rate, inflation will keep rising to higher levels. This natural rate of unemployment, they said NAIRU. Hence they give a rate of unemployment at which inflation remains stable, that is, inflation does not accelerate or decelerate, which is also known as non-accelerating inflation rate of unemployment, NAIRU. Conclusion. At NAIRU, the forces raising wages, prices and the forces reducing them balance each other. If unemployment goes below NAIRU right pointing arrow, inflation accelerates. If unemployment goes above NAIRU right pointing arrow, inflation decelerates or falls. Hence we may say that NAIRU is the lowest unemployment rate an economy can sustain without generating upward pressure on the inflation rate. Now let's discuss another term, reflation. 4. Reflation. It typically follows deflation or follow an economy passing through a cycle of recession as policymakers try to pump up economic activity like reducing unemployment and increasing demand by opting for higher public expenditure, tax cuts, interest rate cuts, and so on. Reflation is a monetary or fiscal policy used to stimulate the economy and combat the effects of deflation. It is typically implemented after an economic contraction or slowdown. The goal of reflation is to expand output, stimulate spending, and curb the effects of deflation. Some examples of reflation policies includes a. Increasing the money supply. B. Reducing taxes. C. Investing in infrastructure projects. D. Lowering interest rates. Reflation can also be used to describe the first stage of an economy's recovery from a contraction. It can help reduce the severity of a contraction, promote economic growth, induce inflation, and stop deflation. The opposite of reflation is disinflation, which aims to return the economy to its long-term trend in a downward direction. Now let's discuss another term, stagflation. 5. Stagflation. It is a condition in an economy where an economy experiences both high inflation and high unemployment are at higher levels along with low growth, contrary to conventional belief, like Phillips curve. Such a situation first arose in the 1970s in the US economy, unemployment 6% and inflation 7%, and in many Euro-American economies because of the rise in oil prices in 1973 and 1979. It arises when situations arise like long-term low aggregate demand and weak production capacity. Why stagflation occurs? A. Supply shocks, especially oil price shocks. B. Rising production costs. C. Decline in productive capacity. D. Inappropriate policy responses. Why it is difficult to control? A. Policies to reduce inflation, tight monetary policy, may increase unemployment. B. Policies to reduce unemployment, expansionary policy, may increase inflation. Stagflation vs. Phillips curve. Phillips curve predicts trade-off between inflation and unemployment. Stagflation shows both rising together, contradicting the curve. Thank you for watching this video. In next video we will discuss about inflation targeting.